Yay! Whoa. Welcome to another episode of Florida Mans.
Floridiots.
It's Floridiots. I'm Lee.
I'm Pops. How are y'all?
Each and every week we bring you the best in Florida Man stories from a couple of Florida Mans.
Yes.
So, Jason, this has nothing to do with the show, but I feel like I have a confession to make for our literally tens of viewers. I've been on a major pudding kick.
A pudding?
Yeah, I've been eating pudding like crazy.
What kind of pudding?
Rice pudding.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's no joke there. I mean, I think it's funny, though. Pudding is inherently funny a little bit to me. But I just, sometimes I get a food and I just go bananas with it. I just go crazy with it.
Do you think it's because of the state? That's right. I bought $200 worth of pudding.
We cook and then we chill. $240 worth of pudding. That's crazy that you know that. Not a lot of people know about the state. The state was an excellent sketch comedy show that was on MTV, and it actually birthed like Reno 911, that whole troupe. And you know what's really cool about that state, that style of improv, is that they do these expanded sets, all ad lib, all improv, but the goal is to keep the scene going for as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So they may get 2 minutes of comedy, but they've done like 45 minutes on a. Yes. I always thought that was really. I mean, you've got to really work up your chops to be able to do that.
Oh, for sure, most definitely.
How's your week been?
Week's been going good. It went by fast as all get out. Right? Like every week goes, you know. I'm 50 this week, so.
Yay! Congratulations, buddy. Thank you. Look, can you believe this? He looks younger than I am. It's crazy. And I'm only 32. So
I made it. I'm
just kidding. I'm not. Congratulations. Happy birthday, buddy.
Appreciate
yeah, you definitely could have been dead a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
Growing up in Florida, anything can happen. So each and every week we do a little section called Riff Raff, where we just kind of go back and forth on our favorite or least favorite things about growing up in Florida, stuff that you may not know about if you live in Indiana or Vermont, right? Florida is very exclusive in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I was thinking about earlier is people usually think about Florida, if you're not from here, and you think a couple of things. You think Disney, right? Yes, you think palm trees, beaches. Yep. You may know the Redneck Riviera, Panama City, Destin.
Right.
You may know Daytona or Orlando, or you may know South Florida, right? Exactly. So I think people get this idea in their head that Florida, they don't include all the other stuff that is Florida.
There's a bunch of every section is a different thing.
Right. So to kind of illustrate that, we were going to go over our city shows. So if you go to this city, this is who you could plan on seeing. And so like this would be a feel. Like for instance, here's a good example.
Okay.
You want to go to Jacksonville? This is the most Jacksonville experience would be Memorial Day weekend barbecue with Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
That's the most Jacksonville thing possible.
And if none of you have ever listened to Molly Hatchet, you got to give it a whirl.
Gator Country.
Yes.
That's where the whole Gator Country thing comes from.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, so let's move on to your area, neck of the woods.
Like we when you brought up this idea, I was like, I mean, to me, like, growing up in Sarasota, like we in the 80s, since I'm 50, I'm going 2 decades here. In the 80s, it was Stranger. Like they were like a rock band that wanted to be like 38 Special or
really. I thought it was more like
a Journey-ish.
Yeah, Journey, yes,
a Journey-ish type band.
Florida's Journey would have been Stranger. Yeah, they were from Tampa, and I remember like you're a little bit older than me, but I remember like our older brothers, you know, the older brothers of the people that we hung out with were like the kids who were big in the 80s, right? They had jean jackets and shit. They would always talk about going to see Stranger. Yeah. And they used to come up here to Gainesville and they would play this like world famous place. I don't know why. Dubs, which is where Tom Petty got started.
Yeah.
It was out on 13th Street, and it was kind of like part topless place, part roadhouse bar, but they would have good bands in there. And at the height of like, you know, hair metal. Yeah. That's what it was.
Oh, so,
totally. Stranger would come up and play with a band here called Scorcher.
Wow, Scorcher. That sounds like a superhero.
So awful.
So good.
Which actually, one of the members of Scorcher ended up being in Sister Hazel. So a lot of people probably know Sister Hazel.
We'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on to Orlando.
Yeah, what do you think about Orlando? Like
Orlando to me go ahead. It screams house music.
Yeah. You can go to punk shows, there's goth clubs, but all in all, it's like, you know, boop.
I remember. I'm making as many laser noises as I can. Mortal Kombat. So, Orlando to me is kind of plastic and fake and touristy. Now, there's some cool parts of Orlando, like for instance, Rollins College Radio.
Right.
Fucking badass, right? I mean, it's just like one of the best stations on the planet. And then you had Monsters. They have good radio down there.
Like the
you can go to some good shows in Orlando. Barbecue Bar is a great spot.
Yeah.
You know, best jukebox I've ever seen in any.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Their jukebox is great. It's got like Minor Threat on it and
Okay.
stuff. It's awesome. I don't even know if that's still there. But to me, Orlando smacks of house music. So if you're thinking about the most Orlando thing, and I know there's probably viewers out there going, what about Matchbox 20? Nah.
I didn't even know they were from Orlando.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
You go to Publix, you go to our grocery store here in Orlando, it's like low-key Muzak version of house songs. I'm not even joking. It's all synthed out. Like you're like picking out produce and it's like,
yeah, that'd be, no thanks.
Miami.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. You chose.
Well, I want to know what you think.
What do I think? I mean, being from the 80s, the two things that shoot out to me are Gucci Crew and Two Live Crew.
Any crew.
Yeah. So those two albums, like those are the dudes. Like Gucci Crew came out like when kids in my town, like the like kids that were doing stuff. They had their cars. They had that, you know, instead of having like the normal vinyl on the roof of the Lincoln, they would have Gucci. Right. On the Lincoln, right. Like they totally
Gucci leather,
Gucci leather, everything,
wood grain,
seats,
peanut butter guts, the whole deal.
Oh yeah, man,
right.
Big time. So like that
definitely
really
think Miami bass music for sure, and I think that covers all the important parts of Florida.
Yeah, I mean, besides Gainesville, but Gainesville is kind of like
punk as fuck,
but everything else too.
Now Gainesville has a sound though, and to me that sound is muddy. And it's got like a little bit of a twang. I think about Tom Petty and Mike Campbell's guitar, those Rickenbackers, which Laura Jane Grace played in Against Me. Yeah. And like it still has that sort of swampy, hot, humid feel to the music. So that's what I would say. And I think, you know, obviously the godfather of all that would be Bo Diddley. So we're really lucky growing up in Gainesville to have as much good music as we do, worldwide known and locally known. Yeah. We just had a really talented guy up here, a good friend of ours, Jason. Yeah. You know, and so there's great local acts, there's great punk rock acts, you know, and then there's a ton of bands that have gotten big out of Gainesville.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I definitely think Gainesville to me is one of the best music scenes ever.
Yeah.
And but that's, you know, obviously I have no objectivity.
Right.
So,
there's no anthropological study behind these feelings, but those are his opinions.
Well, I guess it's time to get into some news.
Oh, boy.
That's the reason we're here, is
this
to do
week.
Florida Man stories.
Yeah.
You go first, Jay.
Okay.
I got to grab my news.
Oh, shoot.
It's all you, Jay.
That's not a news. Okay, so I got one. Listen to this one. Very smart. A Florida man arrested for threatening to blow up a Disney World exec's house this week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he went on a 3-hour, 186 tweet tirade about how he's going to blow up people's houses with C4.
Is this recent?
Yeah, just this week.
Oh, what side? Oh, this is from the New York Post. Oh, God. Florida man arrested for threatening to blow up Disney World execs.
I no lie.
What? Was he just doesn't like Donald?
Police allege Jordan also made several threats towards Activision and the executives over the gaming company's sexual harassment lawsuit.
How are you going to fuck with Activision, man? They made some of the best games of all time.
Yeah. What the heck?
They get a free pass.
Free pass. I don't care
what's going on.
They didn't do. They were playing with the paddle and the thing.
Florida man seen carrying lectern in siege on U.S. Capitol. So from January 6th, if you don't know this, the guy who was like parading around with the lectern, cheesing for the cameras, is from Tampa. So this guy, and we'll do some cutaways eventually when I learn how to do this stuff. See him?
Okay.
Yeah. Real creeper. And here's the thing. My friend, I'm not going to say her name, but my friend knows him. And I guess he was a member of like a friend group. And so
7 separations of an idiot.
She wasn't friends with the crazy Capitol guy, but knew of him, and he hung out in that friend group, and she said that like he had slowly gotten more and more into the cuckoo conspiracy.
Kanan.
Right. Kanan. Florida man accused of being in Capitol riot arrested at Biden inauguration. His name is Samuel Carnegus. 4 charges, including civil disorder, just a bunch of stuff that'll probably be misdemeanors.
Okay, so here we go. We have a guy who wants to blow something up. He wants to blow up Disney, right?
Yeah, this guy wanted to blow up the Capitol.
This guy wanted to blow up the Capitol. What is it do you think about Florida man, these things? What is it about these folks? Do you think it gives them the the gumption of they're on the justified side and then react through violence? What do you think that is about some of these Florida man stories? Are these people that did daddy not love you?
Righteousness, or in this case, righteousness. Because we know that these are entitled, selfish, usually given a lot of bad information, which is not necessarily their fault. And it gives them that idea that like I can push it over the edge. Like they have this clouded idea in their mind of how something should be. And if it's not that way, they don't work with diplomacy or through activism or any of that. They just go bananas and want to kill people.
It's crazy. It's really weird. I mean, that's what makes Florida so interesting. And that's why this show is called
Floridiots.
So
join us again, probably in the next couple days.
Yeah, check it out.
In the meantime, please follow us at Floridiots Pod on Twitter, Floridiots Podcast on Instagram, and our Facebook page. You got a fan page over there. Send us your favorite Florida stories. If you'd like to come on the show, we'd love to have you with your crazy Florida stories. They can be personal or just national Florida man news. Basically like this, we need you to create our content because we're not very smart. Yeah. So hit us up at Twitter.
And also Gmail, Floridiots podcast at gmail.com.
He's 50. He's still using email, folks.
What?